Hello, welcome to our prenatal yoga class. This class is focused on healthy digestion during pregnancy, something that a lot of us tend to deal with, whether it's constipation, maybe you have some acid reflux. If you're experiencing acid reflux, we would do some different poses. This is more for making sure things are kind of moving along properly. And the highest reason why we have these issues during pregnancy is because of our hormone shift. And those hormones, we need them to help grow a strong, healthy baby, but they do affect our bodies in some ways. So this class is to help promote healthy digestion using yoga poses that are going to stimulate that area and focus on that space. So you are going to want to have either a ton of pillows. If you don't have a bolster, make sure you have a longer pillow from your bed maybe, and then a few others. And then if yoga blocks, if you have them, I'm going to be using my yoga blocks and my bolster. But if you don't have either of these, just grab all the pillows you can. Make sure that you're prepared. We're going to start in a nice, easy seated position, bringing a little bit of meditation in to help relax our bodies. Sometimes that stress response can cause digestion to slow down as well. So we want to reduce the stress during class today. But we also want to be supported. So if you have a pillow handy, maybe prop your hips up on it so you can get the spine in line with the hips a little bit more and allow for more space for the digestion area. So when you feel ready, you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze by looking down at the floor in front of you. I want you to notice all of those pressure points weighing down on your mat, on your cushion, on the ground. And then feel energy running up the spine through the crown of the head. Let's take our hands to our bellies, connecting to baby, connecting to this space. Noticing the natural flow of your breath. Noticing your lungs expand on the inhalation. And your lungs contract and close on the exhalation. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Seeing how far down in the lungs you can expand that inhale. Feeling the lungs expand in all directions, into your sides, into your back. And allowing your muscles to release and soften on the exhalation. Seeing if that breath can press down into your belly. As you inhale, the breath presses into your palms. And as you exhale, contracts and moves away from the palms. Inhale, pressing the diaphragm, expanding it. And as you expand it, that diaphragm presses into your intestines, pushing down and then gently massaging it. As you exhale, it lifts back up. One more time, inhale. And exhale, let go of any remaining tension you're holding on to. Good. Let's softly flutter the eyes open. We're going to release the hands down, place them on the thighs, beginning torso circles. So shoulder will come to one side, press the chest forward, over to the other side, and then round and hug the belly. Almost like you're giving a baby a nice little squeeze with the belly, nice little hug in. So a lot of times when we're not pregnant and we deal with digestion, we would do things like twists or forward bends, which we can do to a point. We're just going to have to adjust and modify them slightly now. Switching directions, making sure we're doing them in a way that is safe for you and baby, but still promoting that healthy movement. Feeling that little bit of loosening within the hips here. Good. Go ahead and come to center. And then we're just going to begin to twist to each side. So you're going to keep the same hand on the same leg. Lift through the crown of the head. And then as we twist, we're focusing on the chest, on the upper body. Deep inhale. Exhale again. Just a little bit more. Good. To the other side. Growing tall. Focusing on the chest as you move over. So just like you would reach over, reach up and grab onto a cup from the cupboard or place a dish in the dishwasher, this is perfectly safe for you to do. Great. Let's go ahead and rotate. Just a nice little gentle twist from one side to the next. Keeping that same hand on the same leg. Coming to center. If you have a yoga block, you can place it down onto the ground next to you. If you don't, just place the hand down. We're just going to focus on keeping the sit bones connected down on your cushion or on your mat, and then reach the opposite arm up overhead, lengthening through that side body. See if you can take a deep inhale through the sides. Exhale, let it go. Good, one more time. Let it go. Inhale, come up. Placing your block on the other side or just placing the other hand down. And then the right arm reaches up and over. Keeping the right shoulder peeling back, lifting that chest towards the ceiling. Deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. Another deep breath into the right side. And release. Coming all the way back up. Let's go ahead and come to hands and knees on the mat now. If you ever need extra padding for the knees, you can place a blanket or a towel across the mat underneath those knees. That'll help bring a little extra cushion. So we're going to place the palms slightly in front of the shoulders, and then I just want you to envision that you're drawing a little circle on the mat with your belly button. So torso circles here. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, release back. Feeling that nice, gentle massage on the lower belly as you release back. Making this as big or as little as feels good to you and your body. Switching directions. Good. Let's place those palms back underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Couple cat-cows. Relax the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Inhale, exhale. Let's round the back, tuck the chin, hug the baby in with the belly. Inhale, relax the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And exhale, round. A few more times. Coming to a neutral spine, let's go ahead and tuck the toes. We're going to press the hips to the ceiling as the chest comes towards the thighs. Coming to down dog. So pressing those palms away, feet are about hip distance apart. Gaze goes between the legs. Pedal the feet out. So bend one knee, press one heel down, just moving back and forth. And pressing both heels down towards the mat. Good. Let's slowly walk those hands towards the feet. We're going to take a nice bend in the knees and roll all the way up to standing. Coming to the top of the mat, now is a good time to make sure that you have either yoga blocks or a few pillows just handy. We're going to move into them into just a moment. But we're going to do a little bit of flow, getting some digestive encouragement moving here. And it's going to be a Malasana squat flow. So this is a low squat. And I'm just going to go ahead and face you. But if you want to face the top of your mat, we're going to have our feet about hip distance apart. You're going to turn your toes slightly out where the heels are slightly turned in. We're going to flow through this a little bit. So we're going to take a deep breath in, reach those arms up, take your palms to touch, and then exhale. We're going to bring the hands down to heart center as you bend the knees, come all the way down towards the ground. Now let's take our hands down first, rock into it, just opening up within the hips. And if you're up here, that's okay. Stay up there, that's all right. And then we're going to place the hands down, turn the hips up, the feet will come parallel, head releases down. Inhale, take the hands to the shins, find length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, power all the way back up to standing, palms come to touch, and exhale, hands down to heart center. So that's going to be our flow here. Turn those toes back out, heels in. Inhale, reach up. Palms touch, exhale, sink all the way down. We're going to take a deep breath here. Exhale it out. Place those palms down, lift the hips up as the toes turn towards the top of the mat. Inhale, come to shins or thighs, finding that flat back in the spine. And then exhale, release down. Inhale, power all the way back up to standing. Take those palms to touch and exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, turn those toes out, palms come to touch. Exhale, sink all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Place those palms, lift the hips, toes turn parallel. Deep inhale, find length. Exhale, release down. Use your inhalation, power all the way back up, palms come to touch. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Turn the toes back out. Inhale, reach up. Palms touch. Exhale, sink down. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Place those palms down. Lift the hips. Inhale, find that flat back. Exhale, release down. Use your inhalation, power all the way up, palms come to touch, and exhale, hands down to heart center. All right, so we're going to sink back down. This time we're going to hold it for a few breaths. So if you need those props, grab onto those. Inhale, reach up, palms come to touch, and then exhale, sink all the way down. So if you have two yoga blocks, you can stack them on top of each other. Sit on top of them like this. So if you don't have that and you need to stack a bunch of pillows on top, you can do that. Or if you feel comfortable, definitely just sink down into that pose. Maybe just use one yoga block. We just want to be able to release into this pose, allow the body to relax. So use all the props, all the support you need to make sure that you can relax. I'm going to hold this just for a few breaths here. Good, let's place those palms back down. We're going to lift the hips up, remove your props, place them off to the side. Keeping this forward fold, take your feet as wide as the mat, grab onto your elbows, and then just let your head rock from one side to the next. Coming to center, bend the knees. Let's roll all the way up to standing. Now we're gonna grab onto all those pillows, all those props that you need, and we're gonna create a little bit of a ramp. So things that we would normally do on our back, we can't do on our back anymore, right? So we're gonna use these props to help stack things up to make it a little bit more, to make it safe for you. So you're not completely flat on your back. So I'm taking one of my blocks to the second level and then one of my blocks to the first level. And then I'm going to grab onto my bolster or that big pillow, and you can place that on the block so that you have this nice ramp. So now when you lay down, you're not laying completely flat on the ground. You have that elevation, perfectly safe. If you feel uncomfortable at any point, if you feel dizzy, highly recommend coming out of it, obviously. But I also like to place like a little blanket here for my bottom, a little cushion. So we're going to lay down onto our backs. Let the head release down. And to begin, we're going to take our feet as wide as the mat and then just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Coming to center, grabbing onto the left knee, we're going to hug that into the chest, towards your side, wherever that knee can come. And then you may need a strap for this if it makes it a little bit more comfortable for you. Otherwise, when you feel ready, we're going to grab onto our ankle or the inside or outside arch of your foot, whatever feels best. If you need a strap, you can just take a towel or a strap and wrap that around the foot and then grab onto it with the hand. And then that knee is going to come right alongside your chest as the foot comes towards the ceiling. From here, this ankle is going to cross over the left thigh, and then you can take your hand and press that left knee open, just releasing a nice little stretch for you. We tend to get a little tight in pregnancy in the hips and the pelvis because of the way that we carry the belly, so I'm sure this feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and release that down. We're going to let the knees fall over to the right side. Now, I don't want you to be uncomfortable, so if you need to grab some more support, like another yoga block or some more pillows so that the knees are stacked up slightly, you're not twisting so much, feel free to do that. Just make sure the knees are a little bit further away from the belly so you're not squishing the belly. And then your gaze can go over the left shoulder or wherever feels best on your neck. Let's gently bring the knees back to center. If you need to lift and replace those hips so that they're centered. And then let's grab onto the right knee. Take it towards the chest, towards your side. If it feels good, you could roll that ankle out a little bit. And then when you're ready, grabbing onto the ankle or the arch of your foot. Foot comes towards the ceiling as that knee presses down towards the ground. Right ankle crosses over the left thigh. Taking the right hand, press that knee open just a little more. You can even bring a little rock from side to side here. Just take the right foot down and then let the knees fall over to the left. You can pick the hips up, move them to the side a little bit. And again, if you need to, take some pillows or some props underneath the legs so you're not dropping them all the way down. Gaze goes wherever feels best on your neck. On your next inhale, let's bring the knees back to center. Let's reach those arms up overhead and a good morning stretch. And then slowly allow yourself to come up to a seated position. And there we have it. I hope this helps bring a little bit more comfort into you and your pregnancy. Feel free to return back to this as often as you need it. And I appreciate you sharing this space with me. Have an amazing day.